Hey guys, Dr. Ben here. Welcome to a Power Pack Brokerpreneur Byte. Get ready to dive into proven strategies for recruiting top talent, retaining your best agents, and skyrocketing sales in the next 10 minutes. I'm your host, of course, Dr. Ben Spears, along with our real estate guru, Matt Vi. Join us as we unravel the secrets to take your brokerage to new heights. Let's dive in.
Some of my best aha moments that I've been able to share came out of conversations with other people.
Yep.
And if you have a set structure that you're having those conversations with people, it's going to bring out a variety of opinions and outlooks and stuff like that. And so we're excited that whenever we're dealing with people that growth and change is a big part of what they do, and they're not know-it-alls, right?
Yes.
So
There's a lot of those.
There is a lot of those,
Yeah.
especially in real estate, because they have to be, right? I get that. You get in here and you're out there competing and you're by yourself, and it's either you're an indoor cat or an outdoor cat, right?
Yeah.
Either you eat what you kill or you're getting fat and sassy on the couch, right? It's one of the two of those. And so we know that there's a certain amount of I know it, I get it, and all that. You got to put that in the back seat sometimes, right? There's a time to have that. There's a time for know-it-all, right? But you got to be able to put that in the back seat. And a coaching helps you do that. If you're with the right coach, you're going to go, oh my gosh, that's a great point. I really need to internalize that. I need to compartmentalize that other opinion of what I had, because this is going to help me grow. This is going to help me change.
Yeah, and taking that to a positive note, how many times, because I know I've been coached, I know in your life you've been coached many times, how many times have you gotten, it's like working out, it's like going to the gym. Mm-hmm. You're exhausted, you go to the gym, you work out, you have a run or something, you leave that place feeling like, man, I could take over the world.
Yep.
And that's exactly what coaching, does.
100%.
I've never gotten off of a coaching call where I felt worse.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a coaching call. That's a abuse call.
That's right. Beat down.
So the other thing that does is it's rejuvenating you, right?
Yep.
It connects you with new ideas and new people. Because what it's going to do, so one of the things that we do all the time is we talk about books on a very regular basis, especially in my coaching sessions.
Yep.
I push really hard for people to read, right?
Yeah.
And
educate.
Absolutely. And a big part of the reason why is because if you slow down and you take the time to read that, the other thing that you're doing is blocking everything else out, and your mind resets a different way whenever you're reading. So if it's when you're working out in the morning, or if it's whenever you take some time at night and you read, or right as you get up in the morning before you do anything else you read, all of that is, your mind is just taking a break from all that other noise, and it's just creating a new pathway, a new neural pathway to accept that additional information. That's just so important. It's just it keeps the gray matter healthy.
Yeah. And a lot of you are probably thinking, gosh, man, I read in school. Like, I don't want to have to read anymore, right? Or you're thinking, I love to read, but I just don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my son the other day, and he's in 4th grade, and he just absolutely loves to read. And he said, my teacher told me that if I read, and he was so excited, if I read 20 minutes a day, then by the end of the year, I will have read at least 1 million words, right? And to him, he was just thinking, gosh, if I could read 1 million words, imagine what it would be like if I read 2 million words. And he's not even thinking about what he's learning. He's just thinking about the quantity of words he would be reading.
Right.
And same rules, right? If you're a broker owner or you're a coaching client or whatever, and you can just say, you know what, I'm just going to take 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes to just open up something. Not only are you going to learn things, but that 15 to 20 minutes of just reprieve is
huge. Yep. So here's how, whenever I bump into somebody that doesn't want to read, correct. I should have said somebody that doesn't want to read correct, not read right. Now I sound like a language arts teacher, which everybody knows I should not be a language arts teacher. So when I'm talking to somebody that doesn't want to do that, this is how I explain it. I say, all day, every day, since you were a child, you've been taking in, from a non-conscious level, you've been taking in lines of code. Look at it like a computer.
Correct.
If you read, you're taking in intentional code. Everything is in there. It's still all bumbling around in there. And that code is creating how you act moving forward. And so if you add some intentional lines of code in there, that's just going to improve how your program operates. Yeah. That's just going to improve your outlook going forward. And so being able to plug that stuff in there makes all the difference in the world. So if you're
Yeah,
not
it's
reading,
not being forced into you.
that's right.
You're choosing.
Absorb-
You're choosing what's.
The absorption rate is so much higher.
Yep.
And here's my favorite one. Whenever you're coaching, the truth is you're learning new stuff and you're expanding yourself whenever you're in coaching. So the things that you tell other people, you're actually evolving and it's better. So people aren't hearing the same old shit from you.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
And so you're not saying the same thing over and over. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that a lot of people need to hear over and over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of repetition. But you shouldn't be in the cycle of repetition because you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
You should be in the cycle of repetition because that's what they need to hear. You're going to be very empowered and they're going to be very grateful that you're consistent with certain things, saying them, but that you're able to say it in a different way because you've dealt with a coach and they're helping you understand and expand your mind so it allows you to expand somebody else's. It's all about sharing and collaboration, right?
Yeah, I was talking to I was talking to Tammy on our Thursday call last week.
Yep.
And something similar came into that. And I don't even remember the context right now, but I remember we were talking about every time you go to the party, you talk to that one guy he's did I ever tell you about the time I went to the Grand Canyon? Right?
It's the same story.
The same old shit over and over.
They're at the party and they're skipping the party because they're like, I don't want to hear about the Grand Canyon again.
It's like, yeah, wish you would have fallen in.
That's right. Get closer to the rim next time.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So here we go, man.
We're going to rapid fire. We're going to rapid fire
let's
on
do
this,
it.
okay? We're not going to dig in. Maybe we'll do a different podcast and dig in on some of these that really stand out.
Yeah.
But let's just rapid fire going through these. So do you like hearing success stories of other people? That's really important. So think to yourself out there in podcast land, do I like hearing other people succeed? If it pisses me off hearing other people succeed, both sides of this are really coachable, okay? So
Yep.
if you don't like hearing other people succeed, you need a life coach.
Yeah.
If you like hearing people succeed, you probably need a business coach.
Yeah, I like that. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I just made it up.
Okay, well, that's why I've never heard. How you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing fantastic,
Okay,
man.
cool.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
But no, but that's the truth, right? If you're struggling with those two ways, that's
Yeah.
What do you do when something you create isn't working, right? How do you handle that? That's it. That's a big one. So think about this. If you're doing something, if you're like, okay, I need a new onboarding process, or I need a new interview process for my recruiting, and you try it and you're hiring less people than you did before, what do? Do you just abandon it? That's what a lot of people do. Somebody that's in coaching, that's not what they're going to do. Somebody that's in coaching is going to say to their coach, hey, you told me to change this, or we talked about this and I changed this and now it's not working. And the coach is going to say, let's take a close look at that. Why is that not working? In the long run, is this going to be better? Let's tweak what we're doing. Let's have a conversation about it. But if you're doing this all on your own, here's what happens. You say it's not working and you're like, shit, I got to go back to the other thing that I was doing.
Yeah.
I need to go back and do it that same way. And there's no growth there.
No, absolutely.
You go back to that comfort zone.
Yeah, and if there's no, let's say you're not that person, and you do start refining, but there's no refinement, that's when it's no. I'm just gonna keep beating this dead horse, and then eventually it turns into
Mush.
mush.